So to start off, I'll say this. None of these acrobatic finishes are possible without a fantastic touch on the opposite side of the rim. So this first warm-up drill is working on just that feel. 90% of hoopers have done the Mikan drill at some point. And this is just a modified version of that, with the inside hand really working on getting that spin on the backboard. We'll go 10 makes each hand. Next is the same idea, but with a wide hook. This is really going to test and work on your soft touch. 10 makes each hand again. And then the final progression is side-to-side cradles. When you drop or cradle the ball like this, it's much easier to get spin on the ball up onto that backboard than if your arm was extended, because you're not limiting yourself to just that snap of the wrist. You're able to use the full arm to really get that spin. So Kyrie uses these a ton in endless different ways to get the ball onto the backboard with a ton of spin. We'll go 10 makes each hand. So the next drill we'll be working on is a 2-foot change of direction finish. These 2-foot jumps are huge in Kyrie's game, as he's able to quickly shift direction like he does here when he reads the big man's momentum shifting across the paint towards him. So we'll start off with 2 cuff dribbles like you see here, before bringing it back to your hip, and then hitting a cross, between, behind, into a hezzy and exploding out of that. After that, you'll imagine those cones are a shot blocker shifting towards you, and you'll use that jump to change direction towards the baseline and finish. For the next option, you'll start with the same series, but stop short and explode out of that between the legs, and then change direction towards the middle and finish. And for the last one, you'll get into a wrap with that last dribble, and stop short for a 2-foot floater. Now you'll redo the series, but on the layups, you'll include a cradle with that change of direction. Finish with that same floater on the third shot, and you'll go through the series of 6 shots 3 times, so 18 shots total. Then switch sides. To even thinking about taking finishes from Kyrie's game, you gotta have a ton of control with one hand. A ton of his finishes come after showing the ball with one hand, which the defender sees and will most likely mistime his jump. So we'll work on that here by getting a pound and an overhead gather. Really push yourself in terms of speed and height. If you lose the ball, that's fine. It just means you're working. 10 each way. Now we'll apply it. You'll start facing the sideline and then split your feet on a pound and take a tight angle around that cone. Then show that ball to get your defender jumping before cradling and finishing. You'll alternate sides and get 10 makes total. Then it'll be the same setup where you're showing the ball, but this time before countering with a euro to the other side. 10 total. And then the last progression will be showing that ball and then finishing with the inside hand. Once again, 10 total. Next we'll work on off-foot layups. You'll see Kyrie do these same foot, same hand layups a lot because it's really hard for defenders to time. They're just not expecting it. So you'll make any move at that first cone. Be creative. Then you'll cover as much ground as possible with those 2 dribbles, taking an angle around those second 2 cones, before getting into that same foot finish at the rim. Next it'll be set up the same way, but you'll just take 1 dribble and that finish will be further away, kind of like an underhand floater. Same footwork though. And then last, you'll take 2 dribbles, 3 at most, into a reverse layup with the same foot, same hand. We'll go 5 makes of each layup. If you're having trouble getting to the rim with those limited dribbles, just move the cones in. Sometimes you have to start with an easier option. Now we get into a drill that I like to call layups from anywhere. In this drill, you're basically shooting whichever layup comes to mind. Catch it wherever it comes out of the net, comes off the rim, and then lay it back up from there. Be creative, try new ideas. You'll go for 15 makes off of 1 foot, and then 15 makes off of 2 feet. And then last, we'll get into some offhand development. This last drill will be only with your offhand. So for example, since I'm right-handed, it'll be all with my left. Kyrie is unbelievably good with his left hand, especially on floaters, which opens up so much for him, as it will for any player. So we'll keep it simple. We'll go 1 offhand floater going towards the baseline off 1 foot, then the same thing going towards the middle. Then repeat the same 2 shots, just off of 2 feet. Keep rotating through until you make 20 total, then hit the other side. And after that, you're done. So try this workout out and let me know how you like it. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Make sure to follow me